introduced to the academy about 4 years ago, back in 2020. Um, I will admit, when I was introduced to the academy, I wasn't very consistent. I wasn't, I guess, driven. I wasn't hungry for what now I see today. So about a year ago, I took 6 months. I took a break, from trading, from the academy, to kind of, resharpen my mind. And so took a 6 months break. April of 2023, I got back, and now I'm driven. I'm hungry for success. I actually see the vision, and I'm with the DCX Academy and the Foreign Exchange Academy as well. Trying to learn to trade, trying to learn to build a portfolio. And I was actually out in the AZ event this past week, and the biggest takeaway, I guess, I definitely I was given was see, Mike Navarrete said it. He was like, don't follow the money, let the money follow you. And that really hit hard, because I believe a lot of us, when we get started in trading, we look at money. We're like, oh, this is get rich quick. We can make a lot of money right away. But I feel like, you have to detach yourself from the outcome. You have to just completely focus on, I guess, like, how can you become a better person through all this? Something I also took away was what Jason Brown said. He was like, slow money is better than none. A lot of people don't want to build this thing, don't want to build trading with the slow process. They're always, they want to get rich quick. So many look at trading as a sprint and want everything right away. My goal is to be a consistent, profitable trader, and it's not for the money, but for the person I will become, and for what it will take.
We might have lost Jake. Jake, let us know if you're with us.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, bro. You're good.
Okay. All right. Anyways, yeah. So 90% of trading, it's you versus you. It's about being disciplined, following your plan no matter what. I feel like so many people fail to realize that, including myself. I have a trading plan, but if I'm not following the rules, then, what's the point of having one? What's the point of trading even? I mean, like, look at the gym, for example. You go to the gym 5 to 6 days a week. You're trying to build muscle. You're trying to, change yourself in a way. But if you're not eating healthy, if you're not, doing things that involve getting there, then what's the point? And there's no shortcut, man. There's no shortcut to becoming a consistent, profitable trader. There's no shortcut to anything in life, really. You have to do the little steps. The little things is what's going to get there. Whether it's education, sports, politics, you have to be obsessed. Cobain said it best, man. You have to be obsessed with it. And I believe, I'm at a point in my life now where I'm just completely obsessed and I'm hungry. And I think that's something we really need to have. And the second we let go of that, it can go downhill from there. So yeah, that's something I really took away from the event. Arizona was great. You had to be there to experience it. It was one of the best events, one of the best places I think I've ever been to getting better. And even with being in the Airbnb with the team, I learned so much from new people, and learned each and everyone's story. And man, it continues to makes me want to grind more, and work harder and help people. And so yeah, that's definitely where I'm at right now. And I definitely want to build a business. Before, I was so like one-minded on trading, and I still am, don't get me wrong, but now it's like I want to show other people this. Like, I'm trying to get my friends in it, I'm trying to get my family in it, whether it's building a portfolio or learning forex. But I believe it's definitely life-changing, and if I was given the opportunity, then why can't they? So with that being said, I'm gonna transition this to Serena. I met her in Arizona. She's an individual who's making a huge impact and working on the crypto side. So thank you guys for giving me this opportunity to speak, and let's run it. Let's win.
What is up, family? You guys, let's drop some sevens, some fires in the chat for Jake. Y'all, I met Jake in Arizona and I already felt his like hunger, his desire to win. And just like being in his aura, his energy, I already know you are going places, Jake. You are committed. You were on top of it. You were telling me some things that you were already learning from the event and some things you're going to do back home. So I'm just so excited to just watch your journey just flourish. So y'all, I'm super, super excited to work with you some more, Jake, and just proud of where you're going. And, family, the reason why Jake is able to have that hunger and desire is because he went to these events. So if you haven't been to an event yet, like these events is actually where the impact happens. Okay. Like this is where you decide if you're going to be somebody that is just doing this for fun, for like, just to say, oh, I'm a trader, I'm an investor, or you're going to be somebody that's going to say, oh, no, I'm actually doing this thing. I am a trader and I'm an investor. I am a leader. Going to the events is where you actually take action. Okay, and this is where I want to lead into it is because there is a spiritual side to success. And Alex Morton did a complete training on the spiritual side of success. And that's what I really want to touch on today because people like Jake and Abby and Crystal and everybody else that was in Arizona felt that they saw that they knew in order to succeed, they had to step into and tap into their spiritual side. So they placed themselves in this event. And so the first thing that Alex talked about is it on the spiritual side of success is it all starts with your mind, right? What's going on in your mind is going to directly reflect what's going on in your life. Okay, so in their minds, right? Everyone that was at the event, and if you were spiritually at the event in your mind, you already saw yourself as an educator, or you already saw yourself as a full-time trader, as a six-figure, seven-figure earner, right? It's the action that you take after you see it is what's going to get you there. All right. So everything you're thinking now, are you thinking like you're a six-figure trader? Are you thinking like you're, a leader impacting people's lives? Do you already see that for yourself? Right? If you don't see it yet, what I would advise you guys to do is take some time, sit with yourself in a room, 20 minutes, put on your favorite music, whatever, write down what that looks like to you. How do you talk? How do you interact with people? How do you shake their hand? What are you wearing? Who are you in that person already? Who is that Ryan? Who is that Danny? Who's that Tony that is already in that position, right? So take some time and write that down and get very clear. Like I already know what I look like when I'm, walking the stage. I already know what I'm wearing, what color, who I'm hugging, who's in the front row. It has to get that clear. Okay, family. So first it starts with your mind, right? What first thing you need to do is you need to build your confidence. Okay, when I first started in this space, I knew nothing about trading and investing, and I'm still very much learning as we go. We're moving through the markets, things are changing every day. So becoming a student is obviously number one, but the confidence that you need while you're still a student is so huge. As you're still learning, you need to have that confidence that yes, I am still going to get there. I'm still progressing, but it's already mine. And so with that confidence, you have to really work on your self-image. Okay. And I'm not saying self-image is like what people see you as. It's what do you see in yourself? How do you think about yourself? Do you think, Serena, you lost that trade today. Oh man, like I'm not good. I said this to somebody and it just, are you bringing yourself down in your mind or are you lifting yourself up? Oh man, Serena, you lost that trade, but you know what? That's a lesson for me. How am I going to get better? Right? Oh, Serena, okay, maybe that you should have taken a different action that route. How do I fix it to become better? Right? And when you take these little actions, it's going to help build your confidence. Another thing that's going to help build your confidence is doing exactly the things you say you're going to do. Okay. The promises you make to yourself is the most important promise you're going to make. Okay. If you tell yourself you're going to go to the gym at 5 a.m. and you don't go to the gym at 5 a.m., you're already starting off your day on a back pedal. So the first promise you made for that day was already not committed. So you got to keep making promises to yourself and keep fulfilling them. Those little actions are going to help build your confidence to say, okay, I did this. Step one, went to the gym. Step two, hopped on Go Live. Step three, prospected 10 people. Those little actions are going to build your self-confidence and be like, oh, okay, I can do this. I can do this, right? And that's how you start to create that healthy self-image of yourself. All right. If you guys are getting some value, drop some sevens, man. I'm on fire right now. Like I see your guys' energy already in the chat and it's just like lighting me up. So thank you so much for being so receptive. And if you don't have your cameras on and you are able to turn your cameras on, I love seeing your guys' faces. This is awesome, you guys. Okay. Number 3 is master the skills. All right. Okay. We all know we're in the crypto space, right? Everybody likes to say and talk the talk and crypto's going up or down or whatever. And then everybody's like, so crypto guru, right? But no, you actually need to master the skills, right? Okay. You have it in your mind. You have the self-confidence, but do you have, the practice to back it up? You don't need to have the results right away, but do you actually have the practice to back it up? Do you have the hours you said you were going to put in to back up your success? Ask yourself that question. Write down on a piece of paper, how many hours today or how many hours this week did I put into my education? How many hours this week did I put into becoming chairman? Right? Literally write it down, get clear, quantify it, and create a spreadsheet. Okay. And so what do you need to, let's say, we're talking to chairman now. Okay. Like, to be a chairman, what do you need to get good at? Right? You need to get good at prospecting. All right. We can have a whole other call on this, but I just want to make this part just brief. You need to get good at prospecting. So what does that mean? Being consistent. I'm not going to lie, guys. I haven't prospected consistently in a while. Right. And so it kind of like locked into my self-confidence on prospecting. When I didn't do it for an extended period of time and I didn't reach out to 10 people every single day, that day that I did actually prospect, I was like kind of nervous about what I was going to say. And I was like, wait, I've done this a million times, but why do I have to like repeat this voice note like 7 times? Like, so trust me, I'm there. I am right there. So prospecting every single day, prospecting number 1. Okay. Number 2 is presenting. If you're a leader on this call, you have to practice presenting. I'll tell you, the first time you present, it's not going to be perfect. But guess what? The prospects that are on your call aren't going to know that. They're not going to know whether what you said or didn't say was meant to be said. All right. It's just going to take practice and you're going to find your own flow. But the only way you're going to get better at that is to do it, to actually do it. Number 1, prospecting. Number 2, presenting. Okay. And then number 3 is promoting. Okay. You got to promote your call. No one's going to be on your call if you don't actually promote it. Okay. So after you prospect, it's like, oh, hey, Sam, if I invited you to a trading call this evening, would you make it? Sam says yes. Okay, great. Check 1. I did my presentation. Sam was on the call. I ran my presentation and then Sam left the call. But now I'm going to go reach out to Sam and promote the next call. Hey, Sam, after he just signs up or doesn't sign up. Hey, Sam, we have another call happening on Tuesday. It's going to be an awesome call. We have Miss Abigail Poston hosting it. She's an incredible trader, investor, leader. You have to be on this call. You don't want to miss it. She's going to drop so many gems. Promoting the next call. All right, you guys. So prospecting, presenting, promoting, following up. You got to follow up with your prospects. The statistic is the prospect will actually sign up the more times they get exposed to the information, the more times they're going to sign up. So the first time you present, maybe not the second time, maybe not the third time you give the opportunity, maybe not the 4th time, more likely the 5th time, more likely the 6th time, more likely the 7th time. The 7th time, it's 80% chance that prospect's going to sign up. Okay. And it's not about signups. We know that. It's about impacting lives. But I was skeptical when I first saw this information. So people just need to see the information more to get more comfortable. And that's all it is. It's just getting them more comfortable. All right. And so, oh my gosh. And so that's mainly what I want to talk about, you guys. Okay. So in giving yourself that the spiritual side of success, tapping into who you are and then actually taking the action. All right, that was Mr. Alex Morgan, obviously a legend, a GOAT in the space, and that is how you create a winning belief system. All right, you guys. Well, the next person I want to bring up is an incredible leader. Like, you guys know how I feel about Miss Abby Poston. She is just somebody I completely look up to in this space. She leads her team just with her actions. She's a woman of God, a woman of just her trading is incredible, So I just really want you guys to drop some 7s for Abby, because out in Arizona, we really connected and she was sharing with me her vision for her team. And it's really inspired me to take some actions as far as our team and an organization as a whole. So please drop some 7s for Miss Abby, y'all. Love you guys.
Guys, what is up? Let's go. First of all, we need to drop some love back in the chat. I want to pass it back to Serena and Jake. Show some love in the chat for them. First of all, I think this was Jake's very first time speaking on a call. And y'all know, public speaking is the #1 fear of people. So show some love to Jake. bro, you crushed it. I know you were nervous. I know I asked you pretty much last minute if you wanted to speak, but your energy, your fire, your hunger, your focus, you made the decision to come out to AZ. I said, I need you to open up this call and light the people up. So show some love to Jake. And I want you guys to also drop some love for Serena. Serena has been such a constant, so consistent, such an inspiration for all of us inside of our organization here. She's somebody that is just like Jake, a product of the product, somebody that is just always showing up, always leading by example, always setting the standard. And girl, I'm so appreciative of you. It was so great to reconnect, rekindle, our relationship, our friendship out here in AZ. I'm so grateful you got to be there. And just we had a conversation. We are about to light it up these next 6.5 months going into the next event. Yes, I'm so grateful for each and every one of you guys. We're on here on this call on a Sunday evening. I don't really like to take time away on the weekend, specifically on Sundays, because I know this is a family day. But I'm so grateful for your time. We want to make sure that we're maximizing, respecting the time that we have together today. And we really just wanted to put this call together to not only recap the Arizona event, because I know many of you were not able to be physically at this convention that they had, but we really wanted to move forward, focus on what is next. Like Serena was talking about promoting to the next thing. And it's not just about the next thing, it's about what's happening in between. How are you going to grow from now until then? And so I just wanted to kick off and just share a couple of things with you guys. Serena and Jake crushed it. I mean, shared their vision, shared their thoughts, their takeaways, what stood out to, what stood out the most to them from this event. This event, y'all, was incredible. I think, Serena, what you said the other day, was so intimate. And I love the intimacy. I love how special the environment was for every single person that was in there. It felt like it was just me and the speaker half the time in that room, the people, the close proximity. And I want you guys to write this down really quick, because I do have a few things that I want to share with you just to cast this vision, just to set us up, not only individually, but as a unit, as a team for the next 6.5, 7 months going into the next event, which we'll share with you guys at the end of this call if you don't already know. But write this down. I heard this quote: the fish don't just jump in the boat. Talking about fish. The fish, they don't just jump in the boat. Everybody has their own boat, right? The fish don't just jump in the boat, meaning you got to go out there and cast your line, throw your line out there for yourself. The fish don't just jump in your boat. You got to go out there, meaning you got to go make it happen. Nobody is coming to save you. Y'all look at our country. Y'all look at the government. I love, God bless America, but nobody is coming to save us. Look, making the decision to go to this event was simple. It wasn't easy. It was simple. It wasn't easy. It was simple. And the reason why I say that is because in my head, subconsciously, I'm like, I got to be at every event I can go to. I got to be in the room. It's not easy to get there, but it was a simple decision. Yes, I got to go. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I got to be there. We have, every single person, we have to make sacrifices. And is it okay, y'all, if I keep it real for a second? I want to keep it real. I want to bring some truth. I want to bring some honesty to the table, because I believe the only way that we can grow, not only individually, but as a unit, as a team, is if we are open and honest and real about where we are, so that we can grow into where we're going. And I believe if we're going to make sacrifices, getting to this event took sacrifice, but that's the price of winning. I forget who said at the event, but that is the price of winning. That's the price to growth. Growth. What is growth looks like? It means doing things that are uncomfortable. It means doing things that are outside of what's convenient, of what's in my comfort zone. Of course, y'all can say I'm not in AZ. Of course, I had an advantage. It was right in my backyard, but I'm going to tell y'all this. There were still people right down the street that chose not to go. Because it's not about distance, it's about priority. Write that down. It's not about distance, it's about priority. I believe your priorities are set upon the things that you see a vision with. If you don't see a strong enough vision for the decisions that you make, you will not make it a priority. We prioritize the things that we believe. We prioritize the things that we believe we're going to gain the most from that experience. This requires us to be wise in our decision making. What will be good for us, not just in that moment, but what will be good for our soul, what will be good for our spirit, for the longevity of our character, our growth, and our success. And at the end of the day, you're the one that defines what success means to you. Some of you guys on this call, success means hitting $1 million. For me, it's not about a result or an outcome. It's about pursuing and being in pursuit of my process. It's about making progress every single day. Just like Serena talked about, it's about keeping the promises that I made to myself, doing what I said I was going to do long after the feeling I said it in has gone, has left me. Oftentimes, this looks like you making tough decisions, uncomfortable, inconvenient, uncertain, unfamiliar, anything with an "un" in the beginning, right? I believe if you want to truly get ahead financially in 2024 and grow yourself, it's not just for you, not just for yourself, but for your family and your future. You're gonna have to stop playing small. Y'all with me? You're gonna have to stop playing small. You're gonna have to stop thinking small, and you're gonna have to replace your comfort with some courage, baby. You're gonna have to replace your comfort with some courage. They said this at church this morning. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the answer to it. Courage is not the absence of fear. We all go through things that we're afraid of, that keeps us in this scarcity mindset. Guys, it's not about eliminating fear. Fear is always going to be there. It's learning how to adapt to it. It's learning how to pivot. Courage is the answer to it. You have to have some courage, baby, to make those tough decisions, to get outside of your comfort zone so that you can grow. Joshua 1:9, they said this in church. Have I not commanded you? They said it like 6 times in the chapter. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. I don't know about y'all. I believe this is a godly community that we have here, but I put my trust and I put my faith in God. When I make decisions, it's not about, man, I got to self-protect. I got to self-preserve. Abby, I was just talking about this with Alex this morning. It is about what God is going to do. He's going to make a way. He's going to provide. So when I make a decision, I'm thinking about what's next. I'm thinking about how God is the one that I'm leaning on. Anyways, I want to share with you guys. That was just kind of my prep real quick. I forget I think it was Matthew Cruz. Y'all remember Matthew Cruz? He's going to be on the personal development side of Go Live. They just announced it. I'm pretty excited. You guys know who Leanne Donoso is. It's her boo thing. It's her, I think it's her husband, her fiance. Anyways, he is going to be on Go Live, and he talked about the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And I want to keep this theme because it's so important that we keep inventory, that we honestly, we have a reality check with ourselves about our mindset. Do we have a fixed mindset or do we have a growth mindset? And I think so often, we're in a personal development, a personal growth space, an environment. I think sometimes if you've been here long enough, we can kind of grow numb to the things that we've been told, all the quotes, all of the things that our chairman leaders, that our educators tell us. We can kind of grow numb and desensitized to those things, and it doesn't become relevant until we're actually experiencing or going through certain situations and hardships and problems. And it's like, oh, they said that 3 years ago. Now it's real. Now I'm living through it. Now it makes sense. Now I can apply it. Sometimes it doesn't become real until you're actually going through it. And we have to always keep in mind, what mindset am I operating from on a day-to-day basis? Do I have a fixed mindset? Do I have a growth mindset? And I don't want this to be cliche where it goes over your head. I really want you to take inventory after this call and be like, man, how have I been operating lately? Because seasons are going to come, things are going to happen, life's going to try to push and shove you back into your comfort zone, back into a place where you're doubting and discouraged and feel defeated. And you've got to break out of that. You got to say, no, I'm here to grow, I'm here to thrive, I'm here to break past. Look, they said this, spend 90% of your time. This is like the best way I could summarize this. Growth-minded people, you want to spend 90% of your time on a day-to-day basis. When I map out my day, I have a calendar of things that I'm doing every single day. I follow my non-negotiables. You want to spend 90% of your time on income producing activities. The way that I look at it is, how can I be productive? How can I be productive? I'm not just busy. I'm not just doing stuff. I don't have gaps in my calendar. I want to be productive. What are some things that we can be productive with from now until the next event? We can get on Go Live. How many of y'all, drop a 7 in the chat if y'all are on Go Live on a day-to-day basis? Guys, I am on Go Live every day. Alex, she's on Go Live multiple times a day. And I get it. We all have different schedules, but this is the beautiful part about I Am Academy, is you get to design your schedule based on your current lifestyle. You get to, based on your personality, based on what's going to be sustainable for you. So get on Go Live, back test your trades. Mike Navarrete said it best. I'll talk about it in a second. Said back test yourself. Take the trades. Are you guys using a strategy? Do you have a tool that you're mastering? And then on the business side, prospecting, conversations, following up, scheduling those three-way calls, getting exposures, showing the plan to people. There are so many ways that we can be productive, but sometimes we just find ourselves we're just being active. I think that's what Matt Rosa calls it. Are you being productive or are you being active? We want to be productive. Be coachable. I forget who said this, but be coachable and aggressive to learn. Be coachable and aggressive to learn. Have some urgency in the way that you move, in the way that you operate. Are you focused on what you have, or are you focused on what's missing? Focus on the things that, guys, doesn't matter what you have. Doesn't matter how much money is in your bank account. It's about being resourceful. It's not about what you have. It's about what can you do with what you have. Jesus was able to do a little, was able to do a lot with a little. If y'all read the Bible about when they had I don't know the whole story, but when they had the oil, that's as far as I'll go, because I can't remember the whole story. But I know he can use a lot with a little. Okay. Are you focused on what you can or what you cannot control? This is probably the most important thing, especially with your trading. A lot of us, we're trying to do too much. We're trying to control things that are outside of our control. You can only control two things at the end of the day: your attitude and your work ethic. Your attitude and your work ethic. Learning this skill set is going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging, but so is working the next 40 plus years at a job just for a decent paycheck. That's hard too. Choose your heart. Okay. You're going to get everything you came here for. You're going to get everything you came here for. Okay. If you came here with low work ethic, bad attitude, short-term vision, closed mind, you got an IQ date, an I quit date already on the horizon, that's what you're going to leave here with. My biggest nightmare for people is you decide to get started and you leave here not changed, not transformed. You haven't grown. You haven't learned you haven't developed the characteristics that's going to help you grow into and prepare yourself and equip yourself for the results that you're looking for. You won't last very long. I want to encourage you on this call that if you come here with a strong work ethic, a positive attitude, a long-term vision, an open mind, a willingness, baby, a willingness to learn and change. You got that coachability. You've got that commitment. I promise you, you will squeeze everything out of this that's here for you. Can y'all drop some sevens in the chat? Are y'all with me? If you come here with that sense of urgency, with that level of hunger and desire, you're going to squeeze all the juice out the lemon, baby. And I want to just say this because they mentioned this. I forget what the speaker who said it, but they talked about motivation. Motivation. Y'all know motivation is like a shower. It only lasts for the day, right? It's fleeting. It's not here the next day. You've got to go replenish that motivation. Motivation. Some of y'all are like, I need to get more motivated. I need to, I wanted to get to this event, but I couldn't. Man, let me tell you something. Your motivation, and I want to just be real on this call. I'm not yelling at anybody. I'm just excited. I understand what people's situations are going through right now, and I hope that something hits for you today. Your motivation should be your current situation. I forget who said that, but that was a bar. Your motivation should be your current situation. Your motivation should be what you're going through right now. What more could motivate you than being behind on bills, living paycheck to paycheck, not having enough money or time for your family, not having the disposable income to invest more into crypto? Y'all saw the markets. They dropped, they tanked. This is discount prices, baby. This is on sale. Everybody else in the world tries to get a sale and a discount and a deal at a convenience store, at a grocery store, at a retail store, you name it. No, we're different. We're looking for those deals in the market, but we don't have the disposable income. That should fire you up. That should fuel you into action. Maybe seeing your bank account at a certain number. Maybe never seeing your savings account grow past a certain amount. Maybe it's working 10 to 12-hour days and you're like, I'm tired of this, man. Maybe it's driving for 10 hours on a weekend. I don't know. Maybe not giving your families, the vacations that they deserve. For me, it's paying so much in interest on my student loan debt. I look at my student loan debt, y'all would cry if you saw what my interest was versus what the I forget what it's called, the principal. I throw up when I look at that. I'm like, no way. We are like, no, this is almost paid off. We're almost done. Seeing your mom, seeing your dad, seeing your significant other working long hours on their feet, being away from their family, their children all day, letting somebody else raise them. I could go on and on. I hope somewhere in there that I shared with you, you found the one thing that's going to hit you and you realize it's not about motivation. It's about discipline. It's about, I got to take action. I got to make the decision. The root word of decide means to cut off. I got to cut all the things off that no longer serve me. And I got to say yes to the one thing that's going to take me to where I want to go. That's going to allow me to grow. I can't go into another year in the same spot, man. You don't need motivation. You need an inventory check. You got to be honest with yourself about where you really are. You got to get an accountability partner. Find somebody on this call. There's 20 plus people on this call right now, 25 plus people. You got to get an accountability partner on the team, baby. You got to tell them where you're no longer willing to tolerate, and you got to raise your standard. Mike Navarrete said it best. 90% of your trading success comes down to your mindset and how you view yourself and your money. Serena was just talking about that spiritual side of success, having that winning belief system. You got to back test yourself. We spent so much time back testing the chart. Mike Navarrete was like, how often do you back test yourself? I was like, man, I needed that. Got to figure out why you're over leveraging, figure out why you don't have a consistent trading plan, why you don't have a consistent exit plan, risk to reward, risk management, why you strategy hop, why you don't have a strategy. All the strategies works, by the way. I've tested out all the strategies. They all work. I make them all work because I work. I back test myself, and I'm talking to somebody on this call. Everybody on this call right now, you got to hear this. If you want to be profitable in your tradings, we are the ones that are inconsistent. The strategies are there. We're the ones that are inconsistent. Believe me, I've been there. Being profitable comes down to how well you can follow a consistent strategy and trading plan. I hope y'all know you don't need to be the most accurate trader. You don't need to be the best trader to be profitable. I'm 54% average profitability on a month-to-month basis. Did you know you can be 34% accurate and still be profitable when you do a 1 to 2 risk to reward? Y'all know that? I don't need to be the best. I ain't trying to be the best. I'm trying to just make money. I'm trying to just be profitable. So listen, this is the last part I want to say on this call, and we'll kind of wrap it up here. But this is the last part, okay? All of life comes down to just a few defining moments. All life comes down to just a few defining moments. I forget who said this at the event. There were so many incredible speakers. And I want to share with you guys, my very first event was January 16th, 2017. My very first event inside of IM Academy. It was a defining moment for me. It was the event I put my foot down. This is why I will preach events till I can't no more. That was the event I put my foot down. That was the event I burned the ships. That was the event I said yes to one thing and no to everything else. I said, I'm going to win here no matter what. And I'm going to do it no matter how long it takes, no matter what it takes. I was going to master this skill set. I was going to develop myself. I was going to be aggressive to learn, and I was going to impact people because somebody had the courage to open their mouth and tell me about this when I needed it the most. 120K student loan debt, financial nightmare, making less than $1,500 a month. Yeah, I needed this. I want to give people a vision beyond their current situation. I made the decision 8 years ago, and I was going to continue to make that decision every single day. It's not a one-time decision. It's a decision that you make every single day. Events change lives. How many of y'all have ever been to an event and that event changed your life? You said, no more. I'm going to transform. I'm going to change. I'm going to be better. I'm going to do better. I'm going to show up differently. They are a catalyst to change. They shock your belief system and what you thought was possible. They cast a vision greater beyond your small situation, beyond the scarcity thinking that you've been surrendering to and limiting yourself to. They expose you to new people, man. You got to get around different people. They expose you to new stories, energy that build you. They deepen your desire. They ignite your hunger, man. They remove any doubt you still had lingering inside of you. It's the exact environment that you need to finally grow out of the environment that you've been stuck and settling in. Sometimes I had a conversation after the event. This is why it's so important. And that was the thing that I needed to hear that I didn't know I needed to hear. Sometimes the event needs you, and other times you need the event. And I've always saw myself at events where, man, this event needs me to bring people. I got to be the example. I got to be at the forefront. And trust me, we are always leading by example. But this event, I got to tell you, I didn't realize how badly I needed to be in that room, man, until I was sitting there in my seat crying, tears running down my face. I felt like the speaker put their whole message together just for me to hear that. Matt Rosa talking at the end of day one, I was sobbing. I was like, I didn't realize I needed to hear you say that again. I've heard you say it a million times. I needed to hear you say it again. I could cry right now because I remember vividly how, not just what he said, but how he made me feel. And in that moment, I was like, we are going. We're going to light it up. We're going to do it. We are running. You just never know. The riskiest thing to do is to do nothing. To keep doing what you've always done. hoping to get a different result, playing small, staying scared, not saying yes to things that actually move you. And I'm gonna tell y'all, in about 6 months from now, we've got our next event. Y'all excited? We got our next event. And it's actually, considering we're in the United States and they always seem, to do an international event, it's right here. It's pretty much in our backyard. Okay. We have our next event in Mexico, Monterrey, Mexico, November 3rd through 5th. We bought our tickets. We bought our flight. We are ready to go. And I want to encourage you guys to get your tickets. These are the cheapest. We're going to drop it in the chat after this. These are the cheapest tickets I have ever seen for a convention. Considering inflation is at an all-time high, cost of living is insane. $100. $100. Go get your ticket. What in the world? $100. You get to go to Mexico for a few days. You get to be in the right environment. It's insane. So here's the deal, guys. I'm still talking with a few people about it right now, but we're gonna do something special for the people that go. I think we're gonna do a raffle. We're gonna have some cool stuff to do with the team. But listen, here's the vision, okay? Here's the vision. We've got to be the example. We've got to set the standard for the world. That's what we're doing, right? We are setting the example for the world, for the people around us, from the sister to my right to the brother to my left. We are setting the standard and the example for those around us. Can y'all get behind that? We are setting the example. And the mission, guys, who are we becoming? That's what this is about. That's what this is about, who you're becoming. Yes, we're here to make money. Yes, we're here to see incredible financial results. But I'm going to tell you, how do you get there? By setting the right expectations and making it about the journey, not the destination. We are here to grow, making this about the growth-oriented process, progress over just getting a result, because it's not about getting a result. It's about, can you keep it? Can you maintain it? Can you multiply it? Can you scale it? That's what this is about. And the last part of really what we're doing here as a team, as a culture, is recognition. I think it's so important. And believe me, having different conversations, we've got to celebrate. We've got to celebrate, you guys, man. It's not just about if somebody hits a rank or if somebody has somebody new getting started. Every win is worth celebrating. You take a trade for the first time. You took 20, 30, 50 demo trades with a strategy. That's a win, baby. You took a loss, but you learned the lesson from that loss. That's probably the biggest win out of everything, y'all. Because most people don't learn from their losses. They just keep making the same mistakes. We want to celebrate and appreciate every win, no matter how big or small. We want to celebrate you in the chats, on the calls, all the way to Mexico, baby. In everything and all that we do, we want to lead by example. We want to set a standard of excellence for others. In all that we are, we want to focus on who we're becoming. We want to prioritize progress over a destination. In all that we do, we want to recognize that every win is worth celebrating and appreciating the small things, guys. So we're going to drop the Mexico link so you guys can get your ticket. We have a group chat already made. We're gonna send you the link to get into the group chat as soon as you get your ticket. We're gonna start announcing some things as soon as we're gonna do it in increments, y'all. First 10 people, we're gonna throw a big party in the chat. We're gonna do something cool. First 10 people, second round of 10 people, third round of 10 people. We're gonna bring 100 people to the Mexico event. Are y'all with me? Like, not only are you going to be there, but think about who needs to get this type of impact, who needs to be transformed in a big way. Guys, I am so excited. I'm so fired up. We're going to have a call in about 45 minutes. Y'all saw Sam and Serena are going to be collaborating on an overview call this evening. You can invite guests to this call. Hop on there to continue the environment. But I so appreciate you guys for being here this evening. Thank you so much for giving us your time, for being present, for wanting to grow and better yourself. Look out for this week's call schedule. We want to continue to flood the chats with wins, with progress, and celebrating you and helping each and every single one of you guys hit your goals and achieve them, not just in 2024, but setting you up, preparing you, equipping you for greater things and beyond that God has you for. So guys, I love you. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll talk to y'all real soon.